Hey, my snuff-taking friends! I am for the moment back on YouTube. I am your wicked Uncle Squinty, Paul Shelbeter. It's time for Pinch, Witcha, Squinty. Did you see my video on COVID virus and keeping safer when you're taking nasal snuff? Well, you might or you might not have, but it boils down to this. You wash your hands very, very thoroughly before you take your first pinch. If you're pinching with your hands, I am for the moment abandoning the use of bullets and spoons because I do not want to have to clean the implement before and after each sniff with an alcohol wipe or something. So I'm just going to pinch with my clean hands. When I'm done sniffing, I'm going to go wash my hands again because I know I'm going to touch my nostril probably with the left thumbnail, if nothing else, because that's where I boxcar from. Got something at the corners of my mouth. I'm frothing. Got to take a little sip of coffee. So I'm calling this the False Sincerity COVID edition because I think a lot of people have really good hearts and really good intentions, but a lot of the stuff that we're getting flooded with now, whether it's, what's her name, Gal, Imagine, the version of Imagine, very badly timed. You know, for instance, one of the first lyrics in the song is, imagine there's no heaven. Imagine that you're someone who is hearing this who has just lost a loved one to COVID-19. So maybe the timing isn't quite right. And also, a lot of big companies are using this to give these sort of reassuring ads, but what they're doing is simply communicating, we are open for business, come and buy from us. Okay? But it's all this, we know we're in a tough time, America, but we know we're still going to get hungry. And that's why Burger King is still open to serve you our delicious flame-broiled Whopper through the drive-thru window. Because we're in this together, and we're going to beat this thing one delicious bite at a time. You get my drift, right? I'm going to take a pinch. Got clean hands. Pinch with the right hand, sniff with the left. Never the twain shall meet, so that I do not accidentally maybe even put something back into the snuff. I'm not sure the COVID or any other virus would live in snuff, but I'm not going to take the chance. Just keeping it cleaner in general, right? All right, here we go. Pinch with y'all, Squinty. And I'll tell you my new false sincerity ad. They haven't come out with it yet. There is one ad that I really do like that I've been seeing, and it's the one that ends with the tagline, the dining rooms are closed, but the kitchens are open. Please do not let your locally owned restaurants fail. They operate at a really slim margin as it is with the dining room closed. It's even worse. Employees still had to be cut. They're still trying to stay in business, stay open. So get on your phone, call your local pizza joint or your local Italian or Asian or Japanese or Indian place. Get yourself some really delicious food. Go pick it up in your car and enjoy in your home. You'll minimize social contact, life will be good, and the restaurants will stay in business. So I like that one. Whoa, dude. In case you're wondering, I have no idea what they call it now, and I don't care. Stupid European regulations. It's McChrystal's apricot. It's really good. It's really good. Oh my God. Clean handkerchief always. Until I blow in it, and once I've used it once, I actually do just wash it right away. I'm not hanging on to my handkerchiefs all day long. We can't get Kleenex, actually. We're having a little bit of trouble finding it here, so I'm using the handkerchiefs and trying to keep it clean. And when I'm done snuffing today, this gets washed. All right, so here is my new false sincerity ad. We've got to keep our distance. It's important to maintain a distance of at least 6 feet between us. But here at Trojan, we know that lovers will be lovers. That's why, during this time of international crisis, we're cranking out rubbers by the millions. And while you may be kissing, drooling on each other, and maybe even inserting your tongue into orifices in each other's bodies, at least we've got your junk covered. Because we're going to get through this virus crisis together. Trojan, put a lid on it. There is a time when we need to call for national action and national togetherness. Things could get a lot worse. right now we can at least get food. The medical care is overloaded, but it's functioning. We are waiting 3 weeks down the road to get some checks from the government. Some of us, most of us, have figured out a way to keep our children occupied and ourselves occupied. I started watching this great documentary today. It's hosted by Phil Collins, and it's how the Beatles movie, A Hard Day's Night, was made. Now, I was only 7 years old, I think, when that movie came out, and I guess I missed a lot of the subtleties of it. And as I'm watching this thing, I make a promise to myself, I've got to watch the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night, because it's effectively the very first rock and roll movie, and it's a comedy, and it's funny as hell. The scenes, the outtakes, not the outtakes, but the clips I saw were just marvelous. So let's save the sincerity maybe until we need it. Seriously, there does come a time when you have to sing songs together, and you have to, embrace without embracing, and lift each other up without touching, and all that's going to come. And I'm afraid that if we push it this early in the pandemic, what we're going to end up with, when we need them, the words will be very hollow. The melodies will be somehow off key. And I'm hoping we can avoid that by not everybody jumping on the COVID-19 train, at least not quite yet. That's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the pinch. You have an absolutely splendid work week. If you're still working, God bless you. I'm kind of nervous. My wife had to go into her school where she teaches, because today is the day they're launching the remote learning. And the kids are going to be studying at home. They'll be in school at home till basically the end of the school year, all over the world. Here at least we have the advantage of a really great internet infrastructure, and we've got teachers who are working to innovate, make sure the kids stay involved, engaged, entertained, and occupied, so they don't drive their parents crazy. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. God bless you, and remember, keep it clean, keep it more safe, and keep it healthy. God bless you.